Texas cop allegedly sent racy texts to married woman while working police chief security before her husband called police over affair. The poor bastard was so heartbroken, the only thing he could think of was to call the police on the police. What are you gonna do when a cop steals your boo? One thing you cannot let happen, I repeat, one thing you cannot let happen, you must not let one of these freaky ass officers get a hold of your old lady. You see what they're doing? They're filming OnlyFans. They're smashing chicks in the back of their cruisers. If they pursued criminals the way they pursued Trim, you'll be able to eat off the streets. Just wait until you see these receipts. A veteran Texas police officer allegedly sent explicit photos of himself to a married woman. That's what they do between calls. Rigorous sexting as he worked on his police chief security detail, only to be found out by the woman's furious husband. Poor thing. San Antonio police officer Mark Castillo is accused of sending the racy messages for nearly a month between late April and May 22nd, often during the hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., his regular work schedule. Castillo, a 23-year veteran of the department, oh, you know he's been doing this for a while, is a member of Chief William McManus's executive protection detail and would often inform his lover, realtor Laura Cisneros, when the chief was nearby. KSAT reported the security detail is tasked with driving McManus, named San Antonio's police chief in 2006, to meetings and events and guarding him at the scenes. The explicit texts were only discovered when Cisneros' husband Arturo was using her phone and saw the alleged sexting in the act. Can you imagine on a sunny spring day, you're happy, I love my wife is my life, the sun is out, the birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, you go to use her phone for something very simple and bang, another man's Johnson is on the screen next to a police badge. Arturo knew of Castillo as an acquaintance of his wife and had met him several times at city council meetings in a local Mexican restaurant near where McManus worked out. Castillo allegedly shared his sexual desires with Laura before telling her to erase his messages so as not to be caught. She didn't listen before saying the chief was on the move. I wish I could. Censored slowly, the cop said in one series of texts obtained by the outlet, "Stop and LOL, you're totally going to get me in trouble." She's loving it. "My computer is open and they keep seeing you come up." Laura said, "Okay, make sure to erase you messages. He's so horny he can't even text straight. Talk to you later," Castillo mentioned before saying he believes the chief is about to walk out. "Down the street from you," he mentions before Laura requests him to come by the restaurant. "I'm starving." Other messages showcase different ways the cop was flirty with Laura. "You always look good and always smell good." Castillo said, "Nah, I like being alone with you. I like to touch you." Castillo even talked about different sex moves to his digital fling. "I'm going to fold you like a pretzel, baby. You want me now instead of later, huh?" Castillo asked before Laura responded, "Damn it, yes I do. You want to feel my censored inside of your censored? Wow. Oh, son of a..." Yes. In another message, Castillo and Laura shared their desires for one another. "I wish I could slowly touch you," Castillo said. "So I'm sitting in my car waiting in line. My car is idling. I literally just censored thinking of you," the woman said. She's claiming he didn't hit it, but the way these text messages are set up, I don't believe that at all. Of course you wouldn't openly admit to sleeping with that man and leave a statement that might be thrown in your face later on down the line. She done gave him some hawk toi or something. "Thinking of me censored you? I thought this part was over." Castillo questioned. Laura Cisneros and Castillo never had sexual intercourse, so she says. She told the outlet, but the two had made out in a car. She has since ended their relationship. At the time Arturo Cisneros discovered the messages, he questioned his wife about the mysterious texter. "Hey, who's this Mark Castillo guy?" Arturo Cisneros says, so naive. "He's the man that's been folding your wife like origami for God knows how long. I knew something was wrong, so I ran into the bedroom, locked the door," he added. Cisneros began looking through the month-long text chain, all while his wife of 33 years pleaded for her phone back. That's all you're going to plead for is your phone? You're not going to try to discuss your marriage? The intensity of the sexual texts increased the days before Cisneros discovered them, he told the outlet. After reading the disturbing messages, the frustrated man called his family about his findings before calling 911 to report the affair between his wife and Castillo. 911, what's your emergency? Some man is texting my wife and his dick is always on the phone and he's a cop. Between the time of placing the call and officers arriving at his home, Cisneros' brother and sister-in-law showed up at the house while his wife had left without her phone. You've been using it to cheat this whole time. Why would you want to leave it behind now? The SAPD incident report indicated Arturo Cisneros called the cops to report the affair, but failed to mention Castillo, and also differs significantly from what Cisneros, his brother and wife, claimed to have told the police. The report states Arturo Cisneros told dispatchers his wife had fled the home after hitting herself and returned asking police to check her face. Did he hit her? It also states that Laura told police that Arturo Cisneros reached behind himself before punching his wife. The claims in the report have been denied by the couple and Arturo's brother and sister-in-law, who claim it was not an accurate account of what happened. The outlet reported Arturo was arrested for misdemeanor assault causing bodily injury married. Finding out a cop is patrolling your wife of 33 years and then getting arrested has to be the worst day possible. I take no joy in this. Patricia Cisneros took nearly 50 pictures of the disturbing text before handing the phone to the police so they could collect specific timestamp information from the messages. At the time of his arrest, Arturo Cisneros was 16 months away from completing an 8-year probation. 8 years is an extremely long time to be on probation, stemming from a 2016 arrest for aggravated assault on a public servant. In the older case, Arturo Cisneros was mockingly challenged by a Blanco County Sheriff's deputy to retrieve his broken gun, a .22 rifle, and to prove it still worked, and the gun fired into the ground. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me he was already on probation for more than 6 years, stemming from an altercation with a police officer, just to find out that another police officer is spelunking his wife? These are the things that villains are made of. Arturo Cisneros' lawyer claims her client's arrest was payback for discovering Castillo's affair. Never let another man get in the way of what you want to do to his wife, right? They wanted to protect Mark Castillo and made it easier to arrest my client. We have a police report now that puts my client at risk of possibly going to prison. That's messed up. Carolyn Wentland said. Wentland says Arturo Cisneros could be sentenced to 10 years in prison if his probation is revoked, and then he'll have your wife all to himself. Castillo has not been found guilty of engaging in professional misconduct, according to KSAT. When you're a 23-year veteran, you make a lot of friends. There you have it, kids. Officer Mark Castillo. Tell your wife if she really loved you, she'd never cheat on you with a cop.